Welcome to the Big Happy Music Show with show hostess Julie Klien from the ISW TV studio and Soundstage Theater. And now, here is Julie.
Welcome to the Big Happy Music Show with me, your hostess with the mostess, Julie from Mighty Jungle. And I am here today with the beautiful, the talented, the sweet Anna Lusk. Yay, Anna!
Thank you for having me. I do really appreciate it.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful having you. And of course, you guys are going to get a chance to hear Anna sing some really beautiful songs with her really amazing voice, and I'm very stoked about that. We've already recorded them, so of course, I'll just be like listening back again. But so Anna, tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of your history here in Brevard County, because unlike some of my other guests, you actually were born here, correct?
I was born here. Yeah. I'm a local, which is kind of scary. My parents raised me, or I should say reared me, in Merritt Island. And I grew up pretty much singing since I was 4. My mom said, I asked her one day if I could sing up in church. And I wanted to do a solo, apparently. That's what she said.
Whoa, at 4, huh?
At 4 or 5, maybe at the most. And I did it, and I loved it. And I've been singing in choirs and on stage since I was very young.
And the crowd went wild, right? When you were 4 and you got up there, this little cute kid. I'll bet.
But I thought it was just because I was cute. So now that I'm older, I understand not everybody was given a gift, and I'm so blessed. So did a lot of competitions in high school vocally and in choir. And then it wasn't until like a year ago I started playing guitar. And
well, you have a heck of a range. I'm assuming you're a soprano, but I mean, it sounds to me like you can sing pretty much any part. What do you have, like a 3 octave? I mean,
3.5.
Yeah, you really
used to have a 4 when I was doing competitions. I had an excellent choral teacher who told me never to tell yourself you are a soprano or you are an alto, because you limit yourself by just saying that. So I always had practice.
Well, I noticed your lower range is really strong, and when you sang the last song, Jolene, which you guys will hear later, boy, she just kills it.
Thank you.
Her high notes are just amazing and beautiful. So let's go back. So you grew up on Merritt Island. I'm assuming that this has more than a little bit to do with the nature of a lot of the nature. That's very ironic, because her songs are almost all of them about nature.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that there's a huge connection there. Yes.
Absolutely. I think growing up by the rivers and by the ocean, so awesome. I'm so excited. And I've always been so into the native plants and the native animals, and my children's songs, which most of them are children's songs, I really just want to connect the children to the earth and what's around us here in our community. And if I'm able to see the beauty in these animals and put it in a song, that the hope is that they'll kind of see the beauty as well. So.
Well, I can't imagine that they wouldn't, because it's just, and she writes about everything. I mean, even things. I have a daughter who's really into critters, and some of the other kids at school. I mean, she's 9 years old, so some of the kids at school are starting to get into that girly phase, and she's not having it.
Yeah,
she's
she wants
like,
the critters.
I want to pick up a spider. I want to pick up a frog. Oh, there's a snake. Let me grab it. So I'm assuming you were probably like that as well as a kid.
Yeah, to a degree. I think, especially as I got older. Actually, I think it just got more and more hands-on as I got older, and. Looking back to chasing lizards and making beds for ants, and I used to make little homes for things that didn't want me to.
Oh, that's being a kid. You think everything isn't, everything needs you. So your writing is mostly children's stuff, but your influences, that's one of the things I was having a little trouble figuring out, because the cover tune you did was obviously, it's a country song, but I mean, that song, a lot of people have done that song, and not just country artists. So tell me a little bit about your musical influences.
Other than my mother, who is an excellent, excellent vocalist, she raised me on people like Cat Stevens and, Carly Simon and,
Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell, of course. A lot of people have told me that I sound a little bit like her with the high notes.
You sound like you.
I sound like me.
I like about you, yeah.
Thank you for saying that. That's nice. So my influences are just basically what I grew up listening to from the late 50s, 60s, and 70s, which I still listen to now. And I try not to think a lot about the people that I have influences by. Try to create my own sound, but I'm sure everybody, when they hear your original music, says, "Oh, it sounds like this. Oh, it sounds like this. Oh, it sounds like that."
People love to do that. It's like if something is, they can't pigeonhole it. If they can't put it in a category, then it makes them very confused.
Yeah.
So get used to that.
We'll let them do
that
it.
always happens, right? Whatever.
I'll take it.
So you said you did a lot of competitions and things like that. Like when you were doing those things, what kind of music were you singing?
I was singing choral music.
So classical? I mean, opera? What
really, it was a little mix of both. I had not so much opera, more things that have been composed for choirs and duets and octets. I did a lot of that. Some of it was mainstream music that they put to a choral arrangement, and some of it was old-timey music from the Civil War or whatever it was. And
so I mean, this is quite a jump for you from being with these large groups, right, of people, to all of a sudden it's just you and a guitar alone on stage. I mean, that's quite a leap.
It's been good for me because it complements my ability to listen when I play with other people, like with you or singing backup.
Right.
I'm able to complement them a little better because of my choral background. I'm a pretty good listener because you have to be able to think in a group and really project one voice with 20. So I learned a lot about projection and how to make noises in my mouth, how to get a lot of volume out of my mouth, and as an instrument, as a vocal instrument. So understanding the instrument itself, once you understand your voice, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're alone or with a group, you kind of are able to
but I mean, just emotionally, it's very different being up on a stage with 20 people and everybody's all singing together and you're blending and you're harmonizing and you're listening to you up there alone. I mean, that's a leap.
It is a leap.
How did you do that?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I feel like I just had a song. I know it sounds cheesy, but I had a song inside of me, or 10 or 14 songs inside of me that needed to come out, and it's been a wonderful growing point for me as a vocalist. So I'm still learning, and it's still a journey, and I still struggle.
You're a kid.
And I'm a kid.
25 years old. She's a kid.
So I have a lot to learn, and hopefully I only get stronger as my musical journey continues.
So now, when I met you, I met you at the yoga place. I do Bikram yoga. It's like really hot yoga, and
it's great.
It's cool, and I remember thinking, oh, she's so calm, she's so peaceful, and then later on, you handed me a CD and said, This is your friend from Honey Miller. And I was like, oh my God, I've heard of them. And
yes,
we started talking about music, and I was very excited to know that you were writing children's songs.
Yeah.
Because that genre can be really cheesy and really corny, but when you told me your songs were about nature and I started hearing them, I was very, very moved by the way that you approach your subject matter. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about, because I know the first song we're going to hear is the first song that Anna ever played for me. We were at Wabi Sabi. I was having sushi with my family, and I think you were...
I was your waitress.
You were our waitress.
Serving you your
and we
sushi.
started talking. I said, come on, just sing a song for us. And you sat there right in the outdoor patio of Wabi Sabi, and you sang us
a shark song.
The shark song.
Song about sharks. The song about sharks happened because I was checking the waves one day, and I saw this man floating. The waves were very small, not big enough for me to surf on. Otherwise, I would have been in the water. The waves were coming up so beautifully, and the fish are swimming through the the wave, and I could see them, and this man was floating there. And then I saw a shark literally in the wave that was right next to him. And the song literally just came to me, every single bit of the song. And that was the first song I had thought about. And the lyrics came to me, and I kind of sang it and giggled. And I didn't play guitar at the time. So I kind of just sat down with the guitar. I didn't know how to play.
Oh, so wait, so you couldn't even play when you wrote that song?
When I wrote the songs,
that's amazing.
Maybe knew 2 chords. So I just had to find what chords fit with what I wrote, because I was so excited about it, because the song made me laugh. So if the song made me laugh, then it has to make everybody else laugh, because it's so ridiculous.
So your point wasn't really to write a children's song. You were amused by the situation, and you just right? Did that make you go out and get a guitar?
I used Dave Miller from Honey Miller. I used his guitar to write these songs, because it's all I had. And then eventually I did buy a guitar within the next 5 months. But it took me 5 months before I would buy my own and decide that it was a journey I wanted to go on.
That's so cool. I mean, I think that songwriters take so many different approaches, to writing songs. I mean, there's as many ways to write a song as there are songwriters.
It's confusing, and I think that even the songwriters themselves, sometimes it changes. Okay, this song I have half the lyrics here, or this song I just came up with the melody, or this song I came up with, so you kind of have to.
That's weird, because actually the newest song that Mighty Jungle is doing, one I'm really digging. To me, it almost sounds like an old T-Rex song. It's very jangly. It's really cool. I actually wrote that bass line 7 years ago. I had this really cool bass line, and I was just, every time I would sit down just to play, I'd play this bass line. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like the lyrics just popped into my brain.
That just happened.
Yeah.
You just
and
needed
they're
to
weird
give
lyrics
it air,
too.
right?
They're straight right.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm sure it'll be a good one.
It's not recorded yet, so.
Well, we got to get on that.
All right, well, let's see, guys. Are we ready to hear a song? Yes.
Awesome.
We are ready to hear a song. Now, this is the first song you're going to hear from the lovely Anna Lusk. It's called The Shark Song.
Started out as.
We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Time for a short break. Stay tuned for more of the Big Happy Music Show.
My name is Anna. This is one of the first songs I wrote. It's called The Shark Song. Friends in Our Backyard.
my backyard to say hello to my friends in the water. Wish sometimes that they were easier to see, 'cause I know when they're swimming, it's 'cause there's good eats. So I'll keep my legs up to save my feet from my friends in the water who just can't keep their teeth to themselves. 'Cause there's fish in the water to feast off of, more rays than they could dream of. So don't go eating the feet off of my legs. The shark said when you're swimming in your backyard, look out for fins who are circling pods of fish, because you know we
don't want you swimming right there. 'Cause there's fish in the water to feast off of, more rays than we could dream of. So we don't wanna go and eat the feet off your legs. So now when we're swimming in our backyard, there's friends out there with fins called sharks, and we have to be mindful and do our best to respect the friends in our backyard. The friends in our backyard. The friends in our backyard.
Welcome back to the Big Happy Music Show.
Welcome back to the Big Happy Music Show with my big happy guest, Anna Lusk, and you just heard her Shark Song. It was amazing. Yes,
Yeah, thank you for playing with me.
Oh,
Excellent.
you're
Love
welcome,
it.
you're welcome.
I'm always excited to play with people.
So you were mentioning to me something about a PSA that you did. Tell us, tell our audience about that. That's really cool.
Oh, yes. Well, one of the coolest things I've been able to do with my vocal talents was I was asked to sing some backup vocals to help with a public service announcement to keep our waters and our future for our Indian River Lagoon, which I'm very passionate about the health of our river. It's unbelievably important. So I was asked to do this public service announcement for Live Blue, which if you haven't heard of it, definitely a worthwhile nonprofit. And so we did a really cool commercial, and I got to be a blue girl, and I got to write the backup music to it. And my friend, also a fellow musician, Melissa Weber, her and I got to dance and be painted blue, and we got to go in and do the recording, thanks to a nice lady named Lisa. So that kind of actually opened a few doors for me, and it was a cool gig. You can still see it online and maybe even on TV still for local
where
areas.
can we see it? What's it called?
It's Live Blue.
Live Blue.
And you can look online at liveblue.org, I believe. They have links to both the videos. So.
And that's one of the other reasons that I wanted you so badly for my show, is because, you know, my husband and I and my family, we're also very passionate advocates for our environment and for, you know, the Indian River Lagoon. We live on the water there, and even in the very short time that we've lived here, we've already seen, you know, quite a bit of degradation. It's horrifying. It's not sad.
It is horrifying.
It's horrifying.
And that's part of the reason why I kind of want to connect these kids to their environment, especially here, because we have more wildlife and birds here than anywhere, you know, not only in the Americas, but flocks of birds flock from all over the world to eat in our lagoon. So if it's not good and it's not clean, what are we doing to the whole world if this is where they're coming for refuge? So hopefully
and that's the thing about this area. It's magical. Last night when it was raining, and then there was like this place where it stopped raining, and then it was like black, and then there was a rainbow, and then 9.
So beautiful.
You know how many? 9 roseate spoonbills flew over my head while I was out hanging out
by your house?
Looking at the rainbow. Yes.
Oh,
9.
yeah.
I was like,
all right.
I couldn't even speak. My daughter was there. My husband was there. We were looking. I'm like, are we really seeing this?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, there are these gigantic pink birds, and there was like a flock of them.
Felt like you were in Africa.
It was amazing. So, you know, that's one of the things that we're trying to do here, right, is to make people aware.
Absolutely. There is also, hopefully, I have applied and I believe accepted with this young lady, Mia. Her and I have been working together. She's a dance choreographer. Wow. She'll be setting up dances to my songs, and we're gonna. Her and I are gonna be taking my songs and her dances into the education system through the Brevard Cultural Alliance and getting teachers signed up, and hopefully teach these kids a little about music and a little about dance and a lot about the lagoon.
Well, let's talk about that shark song now. One of the lyrics that you say is basically something about, like, you're my friend. I mean, it's, the
friend.
shark. I mean, yeah, he can do some damage, but that's not his method. That's not his method.
He's
that's
not
what
trying
he wants.
to eat you. Yeah, not at all.
So
totally.
what say the lyric again about the foot?
It's hard to think
I know,
without.
right? When it's
Well,
Don't eat my feet.
Yeah.
Eat a manta ray.
Pick your legs up to save your feet from your friends in the water who just can't keep their teeth to themselves. They don't realize when they're going up to try to eat a fish that it's your foot, and they're not trying to eat you. You're just in their zone, so you just.
And they're hungry.
They're hungry. So, and it is true that when you see fish in the water and pods of fish jumping, they're jumping because they're running from something. So try to stay away from the fish pods. Don't hate on the sharks.
So when you're doing this thing with the choreographer, I mean, are you guys going to do costumes and have, because I know there's songs, there's sea turtles, you have a song about...
The songs that her and I are working on are the sea turtle song, you'll hear or have heard, and a brown pelican song, a song about brown pelicans which live in our area as well, that kind of help help our environment. They're a good sign of healthy waterways. And also there's a song about mosquitoes called Missy Miss Mosquito. And I talked to the kids a little bit about how only the mosquitoes that bite you are actually females. So I kind of talk about that with the kids when I...
the males make the noise, so that then you get fooled and you kill the male because it's noisy, and meanwhile the female
stings you. So I have a song about that.
Okay, so we need a Roseate Spoonbill song for sure.
Yes, we do. Okay. And a manatee song, alligator song.
Definitely a manatee.
These all have to be done.
It shall be done. It shall be done. So another thing I noticed that you've been talking about, and this sounds really, really exciting. The song we're about to hear, the next song we're hearing is the Camel Song, correct?
Yes.
And is that the song?
That's the song, well, hopefully all of them, but definitely this is the one that's being worked on. Thank you for mentioning it.
This is really exciting, guys. This is really cool.
I'm working on illustrating this book so that I could have a book that has my music, and I'll be able to have a CD with it, and it'll be a book for kids. It's called A Camel's Journey, and it is about meeting new friends, and sometimes you think you know what's best for yourself, and you really end up with a lot more blessings in your life. So I used a camel and some birds to show that, and it is being illustrated by this awesome girl. Her name's Taylor Boulding, and she's an excellent artist.
How did this happen? I mean, how did you happen to hook? I mean,
I wrote it. I wrote the song. I grew up with this girl, and she has this unbelievable call to do art, and she's excellent. So when I wrote the song, it kind of just fit that it would be a book. It was my first thought. So now we're gonna illustrate the book.
It's a great narrative.
Yeah, it's definitely a story. And so we have it all worked out, and we're working on it now. And hopefully we'll have it out as an ebook as well, which is my ultimate goal. Not only as a musician, but I would really just like to get these stories out.
So if each of the lines has a page from a book, I mean, this could actually, it's a pretty long song that could actually be
right now
book.
It's 27 pages.
Whoa.
So it'll be really awesome illustrations and really simple and maybe easy to sing
You should
along.
do it instead of putting the CD, and you know how when you open up one of those greeting cards and it like sings a little song?
It sings to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the coolest.
Just maybe you have the hook and you open it up and you get the hook.
Well, if you know any publishers, it would...
Oh yeah, I know.
That'd be great.
Okay, so let's get back to the music again. I mean, we've been talking about a lot of different things, obviously, because Anna's a very well-rounded person. It's interesting. Sometimes you talk to musicians, and all you get is music. But from you, I'm getting a lot of other interests that you have. Like you told me, you basically go surfing like every day when you can.
At least twice or 3 times a week. For a couple weeks there, it was every day because the waves were going off. They were awesome.
You just go out there by yourself and just...
Yeah, and now it's to the point where I go out at the same time and the same place, so I always know the people in the water, and I never surf by myself anymore because I have a horrible injury from it, which is actually a huge reason why I play guitar. I hurt my leg surfing.
Whoa.
My fin went in my leg, and I got, basically 60 stitches. And I couldn't walk for 3 months, almost. So
60.
And that's how I learned to play guitar. Was I had all this time because I couldn't work and I couldn't surf, so I could sit on my couch with my leg up and learn.
So wait, so how long ago was that injury?
Last July. Not
Okay, so
July
like
before
a year and change.
a year and
And
change.
that was when you told me you've been playing the guitar about
for
that
about
long.
a year and change.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so the next song we're going to hear is the Camel's Journey.
Yes, which I love that you sing with me.
Oh, yes.
Excellent voice.
We're going to listen to that, and that is going to be made into a children's book, which is super exciting. So the Camel's Journey.
Enjoy.
Time for a short break. Stay tuned for more of the Big Happy Music Show.
This song is called A Camel's Journey. A camel went out on his journey alone to find a new place that he could call his home. He said, I wish I could find a water and all to myself. But then two little birdies came a-traveling by, and they sat on his humps 'cause they were tired of flying. Only 527 miles to go. And the birdies, they sang just a little off-key about how they got left by their flying V, and now they all need is a little company. And
Welcome back to the Big Happy Music Show.
And you're back again, the Big Happy Music Show, and I am your host, Julie from Mighty Jungle. I wish I had more gigs to report, but right now I don't have any gigs to report for Mighty Jungle. So anybody out there, whoever's listening,
we'll get you some gigs.
We're rocking, we're rolling, we're moving. Check us out.
And you're original.
Yeah, we're all original. Reverb
Awesome.
Nation. We have our own 7 songs on Reverb Nation, reverbnation.mightyjungle./ whatever. Yeah.
/ whatever.
It's Mighty Jungle, just us, not the Mighty Jungle, just
Mighty Jungle.
Okay, so let's get back to the lovely, the talented Anna.
Thank
and
you.
And she's not just a solo artist who only writes amazing children's songs, which are actually adult songs too, because I really like them and I'm not a child. But you do a lot more. So tell us some of the other things that you're up to these days, young lady.
Most people around town do know me as the Honey Miller girl, because I promote Honey Miller, which you play with Ryan especially.
Right.
But
Ryan's our
of course, Jeff Stanton, who, if you haven't seen his show, he's an awesome songwriter.
And he's been on my show too. He was my very first show on the Big Happy Music Show, and he did an amazing job.
Totally awesome. Love the guy. I really have a pleasure of working with tons of original artists around town, and so I would say that I'm best known around here for playing with Honey Miller. We do an acoustic version of Honey Miller with Dave and myself and some other featured artists, especially the bass player Aaron Weinbrenner, who builds his own basses. He's totally rad. You're going to have them on your show too.
Can't wait.
So we play
these.
Yes,
Honey Miller coming up.
You will, even if they don't want to, really. But
no, it's too late now. We already said it.
Yeah, it's official. So we play this smaller of the same songs. He's got a lot of awesome original music. I'm one of the vocalists, so I play a lot of Dave's song with him there. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of acoustic violin sometimes. Sometimes we have extra harmonica. We play a lot at the Shamrock Room, which is excellent. I love the acoustics in that place. Where you played last?
The local joint.
The local joint, which is great, really fun. Murdoch's especially. Mm-hmm. So you can catch me playing there. We actually just got an offer to go to England on a small tour.
Okay, wait, you got to back up. Hold on. This is kind of a big thing. Okay, so let's back up. Let's go back just a little bit. So first of all, how did you meet the guys in Honey Miller? How did that work? Tell me what's that.
I went to go hear their show at Juice and Java one night, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are original. That's a stand-up bass. That guitar is just awesome. These songs are really cool. I was just really enthralled with the original music.
Because they're the first band I heard when I moved here.
Honey Millers?
They were the first band I heard when I moved here, and we thought they were really good. I'm like, whoa, this must be an amazing music scene around here because this band is really good. So.
Yeah, totally different. Anything I've ever heard. So I kind of actually got pulled in with them because they were so good. I kind of started helping them promote their band. Mm-hmm. And I found this girl, her name was Melissa Weber, and I started singing songs with her. Then I started singing songs with all these bands around town. Mm-hmm. Hey, Anna, do these vocals for me. So I got some cool gigs just singing backup for people, and it's opened my doors a lot because people are like, oh, Anna, call her. She can sing backup and lead vocals really well. So
the Honey Miller thing started off as more of like you were doing promotions and you were helping them out, and then suddenly, boom, you were like...
Well, I don't play with them when they're a large band. I sing backup sometimes. Mm-hmm. Dave kind of switches it up a little bit. And
Dave is the leader
Dave is the leader. Oh, yeah, he writes most of the songs, and Jeff also plays his songs when they're out. And it's given me an awesome platform to grow because I wrote these songs, but I was already involved in the business, so I could just play them. So it's kind of put the pedal to the metal for me.
And sometimes you guys do like opening up for the larger group, right? You do a couple of things, and then the big group goes on.
Absolutely. All
right, so now we're ready. So tell us about this ridiculously exciting opportunity that you guys have and what's going on with that.
We met this awesome man named Davey and his wife Abigail and their 2 lovely children. We were playing as a trio at the end of the pier, and they were here from England. And it turns out he is a really well-known Irish folk singer over in England, because apparently they don't pay for Irish music in Ireland. They play for Irish music in England.
Or in America.
In America. So he got us 6 or 7 gigs now, all lined up in the Plymouth area for next May. So we're really looking forward to getting paid to go to England, and it may not be a lot of our won't be all of our money for there, but it'll be some of it, and it's excellent reason to meet more musicians.
So
and
yeah, and I mean,
spread
so
the
you're
music.
basically in like an international band now. I mean, if you guys go to England,
We've got a lot to figure out.
international.
Yeah, right. Well, it's really just about the music and about people enjoy it so much that it makes it so easy to give your soul to people who are listening to your original music. And when when you're playing in a bar where they're eating food and getting drunk and yelling, and that's good, and I'm so glad people have fun. But as you know, as an original musician, to really get opportunities from people who are hearing what you have to say and listening to your voice and listening to what's happening.
Exactly. I like it when they dance. We played the local joint last Friday night, and they were dancing in the aisles. They were dancing on the tables. We had all the girls from yoga, all the girls from Zumba.
Crazy
all
girls.
my friends were there. They were going nuts. And you're right. When you get that energy back,
they give it back.
It's blissful.
They do.
It's wonderful.
And when they don't give it back, man.
So tell us about some of the gigs that you've been doing, and also tell us a little bit about, I think Keen mentioned something about FIT, and that sounds pretty amazing.
Well, an opportunity that I had gotten with Honey Miller was getting to sing on WFIT Sound Waves with Todd, and he's just like awesome. It was a really cool experience, and so you can listen to Honey Miller a lot on WFIT. So we got to do that, and I got to sit in and play on the air, so that was fun. Excellent, and it was a great opportunity, and it has opened a lot of doors playing on FIT for me, and especially for Honey Miller, because they've been playing around here for so long now.
That's
but
true.
Now their sound has been a bit more mature, and I get to be a part of it now. So I'm
didn't
excited.
Jeff do a show on FIT also?
Oh yeah, and it was a great show. I think you can still find it online.
Great.
Yeah, they play his song Circles a lot, so.
It's a great song.
Yeah, right?
It's a great
I like
song.
it a lot too.
Now, you also have been writing some more mature songs yourself.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I have a few songs now that are so opposite of my children's music. They are very adult-oriented, that kind of have a darker sound, because, as you know, nobody's life is perfect, and it's not all bubbles and fun and cupcakes. And so a few of my other songs are definitely a lot darker, and I can't wait to see where that side of my music career takes me. I know where my children's music is going, and I'm not so sure where the other stuff is going.
You're just going to have to
but
get your
it'll be
heart
fun.
broken a couple of times. You have to get your heart
few
broken
more
a couple
times,
of times. A few
right?
more times, because that you always get a good song when you get your heart broken. I mean, that's been my experience. Anyway.
Yeah, right?
I mean, now
That's
I'm
what it's
happily
good for.
married, so my songs now sound like they freaking sound like children's songs, even though they're not, right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about writing more adult songs, and maybe the subject matter being a little bit more bleak, I mean, I kind of think like maybe you could take some of the joy that you have with this children's
and bring it to
maybe bring it,
Well, since I've just been playing guitar for a very short amount of time, just a year and a few months really, like I said, I'm excited to see where my music career goes as a whole, because it's gone so well for the first little bit of it.
It's true.
So I'm sure that I'll have a lot more experiences in life that music will pour out of me, and oh no.
I mean,
I messed up my mic.
don't worry about that.
Don't worry about my mic.
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Can you still hear her, Keen? Keen, can you still hear? Wait.
Leave
here
it
we
up
go.
to
Here we
me.
go. We got it.
I'm in.
We got it back.
See?
And I was just going to ask you something.
I lost it.
Shoot. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so, I know what I was going to say. So, right now, with the playing and the singing, is that kind of makes it a little more difficult maybe to actually play the guitar and
As
sing at
a
the same time?
vocalist
Yeah.
who loves to
Yeah.
sing, the guitar is my worst enemy.
Whoa.
It really is. But at the same time, it's been a crucial part of my growth. And I have to be an independent musician. And if I'm not an independent musician, I won't be a valuable person in other people's bands. And
Very true.
I would love to just keep playing with more people. I hope that my music, my kids' music, becomes more of a band thing and not just always Anna, which is great. But I'd like for it to be a lot more, to share the joy on stage. And I would like to keep continuing to play these nighttime shows, is what I call them, right? And playing other people's original music and being a part of their vision and their sound is just as awesome.
So you see the guitar more like a tool to basically get to the next level where you want to go.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I think you obviously you really enjoy just singing.
Yeah.
Just singing with no guitar.
It's so much fun.
I remember, like I said, when
I
we met
can
her in
shake
that
an
restaurant,
egg.
she just started singing out of nowhere, and it was amazing. I mean, I knew right then that you were the real deal.
Well, thank
The real
you.
deal. So we're going to hear at least 3 more songs. Now, 2 of these songs. One of them is the song she was talking about earlier, with the sea turtles.
Yes.
And then we are going to have an opportunity to hear the lovely Anna sing a song that is not her song. And it's interesting, this choice, because I was thinking about this today. This song, Jolene, which is by Dolly Parton, we've really changed the way we look at things. This song was written quite a while ago. I think this song is from the 70s, Will? Probably, maybe, yeah, it's
Late
pretty old.
60s, 70s.
It's pretty old.
Late 60s,
So,
early 70s.
When you look at the vibe of this song, it's like now you hear songs and women are talking about, that bitch took my man and I'm gonna kill that bitch. This song, Dolly Parton is basically extolling the incredible virtues and beauty of this young woman, and just saying, I know you're beautiful, I know you're wonderful, but please, not like I'm going to kick you,
Please,
I'm going to hurt
step
you,
off.
right?
Yeah.
But it's just the whole approach to the lyric for me is just so lovely in that song, and it even, to me, it even makes it more poignant that you're not saying I'm going to hurt you and don't do this. She's begging, and I'm thinking, since you like that,
song.
right? I mean, that might be something that you could even incorporate in your own writing at some point. That idea that it doesn't have to be dark and bleak and negative and violent and nasty. You could still have some beauty even when you're getting your heart broken, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. As it's been an interesting song. I chose it. Just being like, oh, that's an interesting song. I'll take it on, and I have made it my own.
Oh yeah.
I hope that everybody thinks that I've made it my own. Anyways, it's a little bit darker than Dolly's. My voice is a little darker than Dolly's. And it does it's almost pathetic, actually.
It is.
It's almost pathetic, but I don't feel that way when I sing it. I feel very much like it's a call. A call to another very interesting, just like when you're an actress or an actor, you don't necessarily pick your roles because they're a good message, itself, but you kind of just feel for it and you see where it goes.
I understand. So we're going to hear Anna sing a couple of her own tunes, and then she's going to be doing this one tune. But I asked her to do this cover tune just because.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Her voice is so amazing on it. I wanted you guys to have a chance to hear that. And again, catch Anna on. She has a website. I'm sure we're going to be flashing that all over the screen. And again, the Big Happy Music Show. Join us next time. I don't know who we're going to have. Maybe even Honey Miller, but we'll definitely have them soon. And Julie from Mighty Jungle signing out.
Adrian
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Woo!
I love that.
Time for a short break. Stay tuned for more of the Big Happy Music Show.
The song is the Daddy Long Legs song. what you gonna do with that web? And careful where you're climbing, 'cause you might just fall on your head. And oh, daddy long legs been waiting in the corner with your friends. And I know that you're waiting for some grub, and you're not here to bite me, only to eat some bugs. Daddy long legs, daddy long legs spinning. Spin up all the bugs and catch 'em in the web you live in. You live in. Can I do this? Can I do this? I love the crowd.
Time for a short break. Stay tuned for more of the Big Happy Music Show.
All right, this song is called Turn Your Lights Up. I'm headed out to the sea. The moon is shining on me. Although it seems far from my nest, a sea turtle is adventure, I say. Just remember to turn your lights out for me. Oh, when a sea turtle is on the shore, it's May through October that we try to lay more. So just be careful when you're walking on dunes, and we'll hatch in 2 months by the light of the moon. And I'm headed out to the sea. I'm headed out to the sea. The moon is shining on me. The ocean's full of the unknown, but won't you help me get past the danger zone? And just remember to turn your lights out for me. Oh, when the water rises, I know there'll be more surprises. Just out there, currents waving out, so turn your lights out for me.
Welcome back to the Big Happy Music Show.
This is a version of Dolly Parton's Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging for you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him even though you can. Your beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair and ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your voice is soft like summer rain, and I could never compete with you, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging for you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him even though you can. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you. Whatever you decide to do, Jolene. And I could easily understand how you could easily take my man.